Hi everyone, my name is Inesa Aleksanyan and I'll be talking about something I've been really passionate about, what it takes to succeed as a surgeon beyond just knowing how to operate, which covers the psychological aspect of this profession. We always hear about surgical skill, but what about the mindset? That's what we're going to explore. I also want to give a huge shout out to my mentor, Gianna Cressy, for her guidance and support. So to start off, I want to introduce myself a little bit. I was born in Yerevan, Armenia, and I moved to the US 4 years ago. Moving here was definitely a challenge, a new language, new culture, but I think that's part of why I became so interested in resilience and adaptation, which are actually really important in surgery too. Outside of school, I love running. I'm actually part of West Range High School's cross-country team. I also love playing the piano and, of course, exploring different passions of healthcare. All right, so here's what we'll be covering. First, I'll introduce the concept of surgical mindset, what it is and why it matters. Then we'll break it down to 3 key traits, go over my research process, and see how these skills impact real surgeons. And at the end, I'll share what I see the research going in the future. So how did I study this? Well, first of all, this is an independent research study where I surveyed surgeons in LA to learn what non-technical skills they think are most important for success in surgery. I wanted to get the real first-hand insights from people actually working in the field, not just reading in the books. Um, so when we think about surgeons, we usually picture someone in an operating room, super focused, making precise movements with the scalpel. But what we don't see is everything going on their mind, the decisions, the pressure, and the teamwork. That's the surgical mindset, the mental skills that help them succeed beyond technical ability. My study consists of independent variables and dependent ones. To go over independent variables, there are 3. Communication and teamwork, resilience, and work-life balance. For communication and teamwork, I used to think that surgery was this independent job where one genius doctor saves lives, but actually it's the opposite. It's about the teamwork. In a 2000 article, for example, an author named Sorbero found that in their operating room, every team member has a specific role and they spend months training new people before they even get to scrub in. That level of coordination makes a huge difference, of course. Resilience is a huge part in surgery. Imagine going into a 10-hour procedure knowing that one mistake could be really critical. That kind of pressure is really intense. For example, a study from 2013 by Fletcher and Sarkar showed that early in their career, they had tough case that didn't go as planned. Instead of letting it shake their confidence, they learned from it and improved. That's resilience, bouncing back from challenges instead of letting them hold you back. Um, then finally, there is work-life balance. A lot of people think surgeons have no life outside of hospital, but that's totally not true. It's more about managing time well. According to Schanafeld, the author of an article written in 2012, they set strict boundaries. Then when they're with family, they're fully present, no work distractions. So finding balance isn't easy, but it's definitely possible. So why do these things matter? Well, surgeons with these skills tend to do better in their careers. They feel more satisfied with their jobs and avoid burnout. It's not just about being a great doctor, it's about being able to sustain a long, fulfilling career in surgery. This is why my study also has dependent variables. These consist of career success, job satisfaction, and mental well-being. Um, So for career success, becoming a surgeon isn't just about the skill, it's about constantly improving. That drive is to grow, the drive to grow is what leads to long-term success. For job satisfaction, surgeons don't have to choose between work and life. That balance keeps them motivated and prevents burnout. And for mental well-being, surgery is a high pressure and setbacks happen, which is not a secret. That kind of resilience protects against burnout and keeps them moving forward. Okay, so just a heads up, before my starting my research, I submitted it for approval from the institutional IRB board to ensure it followed the ethical guidelines. Once approved, I was able to collect data from surgeons with confidence, knowing the study met all ethical standards. So just to go over my survey details, it was an online survey which included 13 questions. They all covered independent and dependent variables. And I emailed to 20 local surgeons in LA. And I'm definitely waiting on more responses, which I'll share in the future as well. Moving on to survey insight, I asked questions like, did medical school actually prepare you for the challenges of these jobs? And or like how often do you feel like you achieve good patient outcome? And their answers really helped me to understand non-technical skills more. Let's go over results. Um, One of the interesting responses I got was from an interventional gastrologist that has been in their current role for 5 to 10 years. What they told me is that their team is so well coordinated that they don't even have to talk much during surgery. Everyone just knows their role. That level of teamwork doesn't happen overnight. It takes training and trust. So let's bust some myths first. Surgeons don't work alone. In reality, surgery is a team effort. Second, surgeons don't have to be emotionally detached. Resilience is about handling stress and not ignoring emotions. And last, work-life balance isn't impossible. It's hard, but plenty of surgeons manage it. Think about surgeon in an operating room. They have sharp tools, sterile environment, and a great team. But what if they don't have mental focus, good decision making, and the ability to adapt? Well, just like you can perform surgery without the right instruments, you can't really be a great surgeon without the right mindset. Where do I go from here? I want to expand my research, get more participants, of course, explore how we can use this knowledge to improve training future surgeons, and if we teach these skills early on, how we could help build a stronger generation of doctors. Thank you so much for listening to my research study. I'd love to hear any question you have, whether it's about my research, my experience, or anything related to surgery.
Thank you so much. That was so great, and I learned a lot about surgeons that I didn't know before. Is do you want to be a surgeon? Is this something that you're passionate about, and that's why you did this research?
Yes, I want to pursue a career in general surgery, and I'm in an anatomy class right now and watching these videos of surgeons doing this amazing work. I just always wondered how doesn't the pressure affect them to mess up or anything like that.
Gotcha. So the myths were things that you heard about, and you wanted to like see whether they were true or not. And I guess were you happy with what you found? Does this make you want to pursue surgery even more, or are you a little bit weary?
I'm definitely a little bit more nervous because that's a lot of work to be done. Besides the technical skills, you just gotta work on the mindset. But yeah, I still want to be a surgeon. It's a lot, but it's definitely fun.
Awesome. Well, was there anything surprising that you found?
Um, Not really. I don't think there was anything surprising, but um, the responses the surgeons shared was that they're totally ready by the time they're a surgeon. So it's not like they'll be scared and still not ready to do the surgery, which I thought would always continue no matter how many times you do the surgery. But yeah, I'm glad I'll be ready by the time I'm a surgeon.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, we have a question from one of the panelists. Do surgeons work with the same team all the time or rotate with different teams based on different operations?
Yeah, that's a great question. It depends, but I know that mostly they rotate with different nurses because sometimes the surgeons teach other residents, so they have to rotate overall to see what they can teach and pursue even more.
Gotcha. Cool. Thank you so much. And thanks for answering all these questions.
Yeah, thank you.